Let's have a conversation.
I think I actually heard Jay-Z say it best where he says, when you go and speak to someone about, your endeavors, what you're working on, because they don't understand it, they're going to project their fear onto you. That's them being fearful of what you're about to do, because to them it's a risk that they would never ever take in their life. So here you are asking someone who has no concept about what you're doing, never actually took a risk in their life, never even walked the journey that you're on for a day. They have no idea how you got to where you are or what you've been through to get to where you are. Their immediate response is going to be based on what they would do. You can't ask somebody what they would do about your life. You have two different lives. So that's my short answer.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Excuse me. Sunday soul searching, I'm calling this. I'm eventually going to have this down to a science. Or not even a science. I'm just going to start scheduling these things and putting it in the air that eventually I'm going to have the room and the space in my life to do this only, that this is my main squeeze, that this is the number one thing that I'm doing, and I don't have to plug these things in around other things that I have to do that I don't really enjoy doing or I don't really have a passion for. But anyways, welcome to Music and Mental Health. The original goals of this channel were for me to directly reach an audience and to inject things like hope, motivation, inspiration, by sharing stories about myself and things that I have learned along the way and along my journey. And, somewhere along the road, I've taken some detours when it comes to this channel, but this is the reason why I have created a separate channel that is focused more on the entertainment stuff, the television, more of my comedy things and just reality TV, all of that. That's on my other channel, Mindful Reality. If you have not subscribed to that channel, that link is in my channel description here for you to follow that channel. But this channel is going to be, mostly going over my mental health topics. And the topic today, I would say that for some people, this is going to resonate very strongly. And I would say that for some people that it might touch on a couple of points that resonate for you, but it might not be as strong because, well, I'm going to get further into that as I go along with the topic. The title, as you can see, is called The Burden of a High Potential. Everybody, I believe, has different gifts in life. I've had people tell me, I don't have gifts like you, Mark. And yeah, you don't have my specific gifts. But I don't believe that anyone is on this earth and just has no gifts. I believe that God gives us all some kind of gifts. And sometimes people discover things late. I had the benefit, I would say, growing up, of having family around who encouraged me to try a bunch of different things. Because you're not just going to just wake up and, oh, this is my list of gifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I said I want to play sports, if I said I want to be on the baseball team, I told my mom I want to be on the baseball team. She looked it up. She found out the information it would take for me to sign up for my local baseball team. We had a piano in the house. I sat down on the piano one day, started just hitting the notes on the piano. It was nothing at that time. She didn't know that I had a gift for the piano, but she was like, he has an interest in playing the piano. So she was my first piano teacher. She sat down with me and she taught me the basics, and then she put me with a piano teacher eventually, and I discovered I had a talent for that. I discovered those talents because of trying a multitude of different things and learning when I tried them that those are my gifts. I said this on my Instagram story the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it got cut off. That's why I like YouTube, because it's less glitchy. And when I say something, I can complete my whole thought. This is just a little bit of a repeat of what I was saying on there. The fact that I know that I have a lot of different skills and talents, at times I have felt like is a blessing and a curse. When I was in school, I mostly felt the good sides of that because I was still in school. So it wasn't like I was out in the world lifing and having to think about paying bills and getting ahead in life and fulfillment, things like that. I was just in school. So it was fun because I go to school, and then my outside life, I get to do my hobbies. I do my photography. I play on the sports teams. I'm in the band. I play my instruments. I sing. I do whatever it is that I was doing. And you're not really thinking about what happens when you finish school. So I was not feeling anything as a burden at that time. After I finished high school, I went to college. When I went to college, I went to school. I think I started year one, semester one. I started as computer science. I was doing computer science, and I think I realized that it wasn't for me after a year of trying. I got pretty good grades, but it was a struggle for me with the computer science. And then I switched to marketing. No, I switched to nutrition, and then I switched to marketing. And after marketing, I finally settled with business administration because I was rolling into year 5 in college for a 4-year program. So at that point, I was like, let me minimize the damage of already having to do an extra year. I can't do anything more than that. So business administration is the most generic and will set me up with the most flexibility to do the most things. Or so I thought. I learned later that wasn't really the case, but I thought that would be the case. That's why I did that at that time. So fast forward. I finished school, and the number one thing that I'm thinking at age 22, when I was finished with my high school and I was finished with my university, I got my business administration degree. And I'm thinking, the number one thing that I am thinking at that point in time, what can I do to make the most money that I can make. So I remember, where do I even begin with this? So I remember when I first got out, I was like, I have this degree. I worked really hard for it. It was expensive. It was more than 6 figures to pay for that degree. I did get some knocked off with scholarships and things, but the value of the degree was more than 6 figures paid for it. And then I start going into these job interviews. I go on the job interview. They're like, well, what experience do you have? And I'm saying, I just got out of school. I just assumed the schooling and the degree helps you skip steps. That was my assumption. Like, I didn't go to the school and do all these years and study for all these tests and do these exams, end of year projects and all this stuff, not to be able to skip steps. And they're like, oh, you're exactly who we need for our management trainee position. And I'm like, what is a management trainee? Well, let's explain to you what a management trainee is. This is an exciting opportunity where you staple papers together, you make photocopies, you do some phone calls, you file things, and you assist the office manager. And you get $8 an hour. And I'm thinking, I know classmates of mine, high school classmates of mine, who never went to college and are getting more than that right now. Mind you, I'm talking about, what year was this? 2010, 11-ish. So minimum wage where I live was about $7.25. So they're offering about $1 more than minimum wage for me to run errands, essentially. And I was upset. I didn't take any of those jobs. To this day, speaking to my mom, to this day, she thinks I should have taken that and worked my way up the ladder, up the corporate ladder from there. Push pencils from the start and then get your way up, become, I don't know, whatever, one of the top positions, or get yourself into some kind of administrative position after years of slaving away. But I refused to do that at that time. I ended up, after a lot of runaround with all these interviews, taking a job in a factory. Now, was it the best job I could have taken, and would I take that same job if I could hop in my time machine and go back into that time period? No. But would I have taken those management trainee positions? Also no. Also no. I still wouldn't do that. Now, right now, if I had a chance to do it again, I still would not hop into one of those errand positions, pencil pushing, and try to scrape and claw my way up. Now, this is the part where I speak about the burden of a high potential. Being somebody who explored so many different avenues as a child, I did things that a lot of children don't do. I don't know. You know, I was competitively in piano competitions, saxophone competitions. I have a whole bunch of awards from winning a lot of those competitions. I won a bunch of spelling competitions. What else was there? Sports. You know, I was top level at a lot of sports. I was a very good writer. There was just a lot of different things that I explored as a kid. So I had all these different ideas in my head of how I wanted to do all of those things and use all of those gifts in order to get ahead in life. And then when I got out into the world and started applying for jobs, the jobs are like, oh, cool story, bro, but we want you to do this one exact thing repeatedly. And so at the beginning, I was like, okay, this is the start. You start, you get your foot in the door, and then the longer that you're there, the more you can start telling them, hey, I think that this could be done this way, or maybe I could utilize this skill or this gift that I have in order to expand what you're doing here and create something new. And I learned quickly that that was not happening. It was like, do more of what we tell you to do. And after a couple of years, I'm sitting here like, years are going by, and now I feel stressed because I'm not doing anything that feels like fulfillment. I'm not doing anything that stretches me as an individual, as a human being, to have to push myself in order to grow. And then on top of that, I'm having people telling me I'm bad at doing the things they want me to do. And sometimes they're right. But it's not because I can't do it. It's not because I'm not capable of doing those things that I'm asked to do. It's that it's emptying my cup when I don't feel joy and fulfillment in the things that I'm doing. And over the course of time, that depletes you, and it can affect your performance in those areas. So the burden of a high potential. Not everybody feels this, because some people feel, okay, I was born to be this psychotherapist, or I was born to do auto mechanic work. I'm gifted with my hands, or I love doing television repairs, or I always wanted to be an English professor, and I'm living out my dream. I talk to people who tell me things like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what about for the person who wakes up every morning and says, there's no job available that is going to lend itself to my fulfillment, because nothing is going to check all of those boxes? And that person is me. So I wake up every day with a certain anxiety that is based around that. If the only thing that I did in my day is complete the tasks that I was given to do at my job for 8 hours, I feel like I lost the day. And I'm playing catch up. So when the 8 hours finishes, y'all know there's life that you have to live. So you might have errands to run. You might have grocery shopping to do. You might have to run to the bank, go to your doctor's appointment. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, Then you do that. That takes away some of the time. And then I work on all these creative projects where I'm putting together videos, I'm putting together music. I'm trying to write a book. I'm trying to write multiple books. Every day that I wake up, go to bed at night, and I'm doing something that I did not create for myself, and I'm doing something that doesn't utilize my gifts feels like a waste of a day and a waste of my time, quite frankly. So that's the burden of a high potential. The burden of that potential is that you always feel that you can do more. You always know that you can do more. And you always want to do more, but there's no given path for you to do more. There's no beaten path where somebody gives you the tools. You can have things that can help you. Like you saw that I played that clip from Shar, who I worked with in 2021, who's a great life coach, by the way. You have people that can help point you in the direction of what you need to do. And I guess there are people who you can pay for a mentor or something that's going to take you a little bit more step by step on how to get to where you're going. But even the mentor is they're using a framework, but they're still leaning on you to be the one who figures it out. So being that person means that you have to be somebody who is willing to step out. You have to be somebody who's willing to take chances. You have to be somebody who's willing to put in the work in the free time, because your whole life can just pass you by and you can spend your whole life just doing what everybody has told you that you have to do or you're supposed to do. You can spend your whole life doing that, and then you're here, you lived whatever life you lived, and then your life ended. I think about the between the lines a lot, and I've gotten to a point in my life where I have said to myself, even if everything that I've worked on and everything that I'm trying to accomplish doesn't succeed, I would rather, or it doesn't succeed in the way that I would like it to succeed. Let's say that. I would rather be on a path of constant self-discovery, constantly pushing myself, trying different things, and injecting the fulfillment and the purpose into my life, instead of doing something for the rest of my life that I'm supposed to do, or that makes the most sense, or that is the easiest, or that somebody else tells me that I have to do. That's just me. So I guess this message is for that person. The path to least resistance might seem like the most attractive one, because you don't have to think. You just have to do. This is what was done before you. This is the exact blueprint. You do this, you achieve this, you get this exact amount of money, you get this and this out of it. You don't have to do it just because that's what was done before. Do you. Find your own path and be willing to walk that path alone. And here's the thing. You might have a great group of people around you that wants to support you genuinely, but they don't know how. They might feel like they're supporting you by protecting you from taking those risks. Why? Let me play this video again.
I think I actually heard Jay-Z say it best, where he says, when you go and speak to someone about, your endeavors, what you're working on, because they don't understand it, they're going to project their fear onto you. That's them being fearful of what you're about to do, because to them, it's a risk that they would never, ever take in their life. So here you are asking someone who has no concept about what you're doing, never actually took a risk in their life, never even walked the journey that you're on for a day. They have no idea how you got to where you are or what you've been through to get to where you are. Their immediate response is going to be based on what they would do. You can't ask somebody what they would do about your life. You have two different lives. So that's my short answer.
Yeah, you might think that somebody who's standing in your way and standing in your path it automatically makes them a hater. I used to think that way before too, but sometimes they're not just trying to block you from living your best life or doing the things you want to do. Sometimes they just have not seen that work before. I experienced that with my family, where sometimes I'll tell my family something that I'm trying to accomplish, and it's like, or just do the easy thing that guarantees you this type of thing from it, instead of doing the thing where you're investing your own time, money, and it might work and it might not work. But I'm more thinking of the, what if it does work, The thing that is guaranteed to me is only going to produce this. That's it, and that's all. It's never going to do for me what I need for my own personal sense of fulfillment. And that's something that only you can determine for yourself. The beaten path is not always the best path. For some people it is, and for some people it isn't. But for the person who doesn't feel that it is that for them, don't be afraid to go your own way and kick up dust. And I'm going to end it right there. I hope this did something for somebody. And just a reminder, one of my membership tiers on this channel is peer counseling / mentorship. So if you would like to work with me on achieving goals, mindset, motivation, things like reducing anxiety and depression through shared experiences, I have that membership tier available, which, give me a minute, I'm about to link my channel membership on here. Give me a second. I'm still here. Yeah, but I'm just gonna keep talking while I look for that. But yes, I have my peer counseling where I can work with you one-on-one, via Zoom, and also via phone, email. I would start you off with an assessment form. You fill out some things for me. Then we'd have an introductory call. We do a lot of stuff. My background is that I have 8 years as a certified peer counselor, certified by the state of New York. And I have been working in the mental health field since that time. I'm still currently working in the mental health field. And I would love to use those experiences to assist my community. That's something that is not just a passion for me, but a calling. it's something that I am supposed to be doing. And I believe that when you have a calling, nobody can take that away from you. And the more work that you do towards that thing, everything that you need will find its way to you. Okay, let me throw that up there really quick. And I'm also going to post this in my community page. And I want to thank everybody for joining. I hope everyone has an amazing day. And we'll talk again soon.
I want to take this time to thank everybody for their support of myself, Mark, and the music and mental health movement. Please take this time to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank you.